Coby,
No, and I could have thrown you one.
$10,000 your way at the end of the night with a dominant race car. Couldn't have gone any better for you.
Yeah, I'm usually the guy that has a dominant race car and then a caution comes out, or I get a flat tire, or jet falls out of the carburetor, or something. And tonight it just went our way. You know, it's one of those deals that we had a good car and got up front early, and really just kind of put it on cruise control and waited to see how many cautions we'd have, see if anybody would really challenge us on the restarts. And I kind of knew once we started pulling all these different cars by 4 car lengths on restarts that we were going to be pretty stout until the end. And my guys were watching the cars that had pitted to see if they were coming up at all, and they really weren't. So they said stay out the whole time, and I knew Matt would be tough, and I knew the 12 would be tough, but I had a lot left and just had a good run tonight. That's pretty much it.
With that bad luck, you mentioned that the 52 team runs well, just has something snake bit them before the end of these races. How validating is it to have this 10,000 to win race every year, and the 52's team has won more than anybody else?
Yeah, they've won 3, so they're not snake bit. I'm the one that's snake bit, and we always joked about it that I brought my luck to their team, and you know, it's just something about Seekonk that they have the luck here, and they put 3 drivers in victory lane, and you know, that's a great team that does that. And you know, I think if you took me, Matt, and Chris and said when you won in the 52, it's just car setup and us just not goofing up, you know, and making sure that we run the race how we're supposed to run it with the setup that we have. And I just got lucky. I didn't have much traffic to deal with, and you know, got to ride out front, set my own pace, get my lap cars, and bring it on home. You know.
You've won with the MRS at Waterford. You won the Spring Sizzler at Stafford. $10,000 is a lot of money these days when you look at what a regular race is paying to win. Where would you rank this win with your career accomplishments?
Well, I mean, the Sizzler win is still the most prestigious win, and it was my first tour win, so that was, you know, huge. But that was at Stafford, you know, and I had won a lot of races there in a Pro Stock, a late model, and an SK. So, you know, to win at Stafford, no matter what car it is, and I know it was an amazing race, and it puts my name in the record books with a great company, but it was Stafford to me. And you know, Waterford with the MRS car, I had already won a couple SK shows there. So to me, I mean, I'd say this is probably, it's obviously the biggest payday I've ever had. This pays more than the Sizzler, and you know, thank you, sir. Thanks for your help. I appreciate it. And you know, to be able to come to a racetrack that I don't have a lot of experience at and get a win, that's very personally satisfying, because I always wondered if I would just be competitive at Stafford and Waterford, and you know, I've never even won at Thompson, so in any division. So you know, to come here, this is my 3rd race here. I don't think I would have won if I had less of a car. You know, I think it would have been tough. Just like a lot of these guys probably had rough nights, but I just had the car tonight. You know, that was it.
And you had some good battles with Matt Hirschman towards the end of that race, fending him off in the last couple of restarts. Any concern, given the 2 guys finishing right behind you had won this race before?
Well, I knew anytime Todd's back there, I didn't know what Todd was going to do on the restarts to maybe shove me up into Matt and try and take advantage. I didn't know how good his car was. Matt was probably just trying to be smooth and try and, you know, beat me on the outside or something, and I just tried to change up the restarts enough to keep him on his toes. And I had that one where I dragged him all the way to the end of the restart box, and they called it back, which they should have, which was awesome, because otherwise he had the lead. And you know, I got hit in the back on that restart by the 12, and you know, these guys need to know I'm the leader. I'll start the race wherever I want. That's what they told us at the drivers' meeting. The leader goes wherever he wants, and I knew I wanted to drag one of them out to make him really have to be, you know, pay attention. So, you know, I wasn't worried once I got the 1 car length lead on any of them. I wasn't worried, because the 1 quickly turned to 2 car lengths, and it made it just comfortable for me. I'm always worried when they're a half car length back, because 1 goof up and they'll pass me. So, you know, to get back from a half car length to 1 then 2, it just means that I'm better than them. And what are they going to do? They can't go any faster than they're going. So, made my life easy with a good car.
You know, good car certainly paid dividends for you with the great payday.
Good car, I mean, helps.
You got Riverhead coming up in a couple of weeks with the tour. What's your schedule like looking as the summer goes on from here?
Just once we go to Riverhead, it's a lot of tour racing. We've got the MRS race at Stafford to finish up later this month, or the day before Riverhead actually. So that's 2 days in a row, and then I'll be back in the SK at Waterford probably the week after that, I think. So that'll be Saturdays from here on out. So it's going to be busy, but it'll be fun. I'm ready.
To go back to what Matt had mentioned earlier, the story broke about 12:30 today on Newman and what happened in New Hampshire. They've had a great piece every time they've shown up to run, and I think they won $41,000 last year running 3 races. What's your thought on it? Because you have a team that doesn't run for points, can put a lot of good stuff into that race car, and does it drive you more to beat that team when you know that they're bringing all that they have, or does it kind of diminish them running when something like this happens with the team?
I mean, no matter what, they're going to have a great car, great driver, great crew chief, great setup. They could take any one of our motors and put it in the car and probably still be a top 5 car. So see you, Tim. Thanks for your help. And you know, I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a comment. I mean, they did what they did, and my team didn't do it, and we got a 4th place finish out of it at Loudon, which is a great run for us. So it's you know, it is what it is. You know, and it doesn't even need to be talked about anymore. It is what it is, and you know, whether we approve of it or not, or whether it changes with the modifieds or not, who cares? I mean, the modifieds are fun. The modifieds are not cup. We go out there and have fun no matter what, and you know, we'd love to have more cup guys come race with us and just make sure that they race with us legally and play with us, because it really is a lot of fun, because it does make us try to be better at what we do. So hope they come back.